Hey, this is Joianne Payne, and I have been talking about how lonely people have a hole inside of them that makes them feel empty and what they do to fill it. Yesterday I discussed holes 1 through 4. Today I will be discussing hole number 5, the genitals. Word. And it's funny, there's a song I remember from 1987 by this guy, Paul Lakakis, called Boom Boom Boom. Let's go back to my room. Back then I just danced to it. But to me, this song defines the hookup culture where two strangers swipe right, meet, have sex, then walk away like nothing happened. Swiping right and sharing your genitals with people you don't know in the heart mind, which I call the soul, can lead to loneliness and has the same physical and psychological consequences as the other 4 hole fillers I discussed in the previous video. With the hookup culture, people are emotionally detached from an act that used to be called making love. Okay, called making love. Do you remember that? And a sacred alliance has now been demoted to mere recreation. A selfish fulfillment of a primal urge no longer associated with procreation. And look, procreation or baby making is a miracle. Think about it. I don't care who the scientist or magician is. Put them in an empty room and they can make no babies, okay? So there's a divine spark that happens at the moment of conception, okay? The hookup culture is nothing more than people masturbating on other people's bodies, using each other as living masturbation tools. When there is courtship and dating, people begin to know each other's mind first, and then they work their way down to the heart, keep going down, 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 and then eventually they end up at the genitals, okay? But the hookup culture, people work from the bottom up, and that can never connect you to the heart, mind, or the soul, and you'll always be left wanting. So you'll always seek more sex without realizing that it can never satisfy your urge because it's not filling the right hole. So look. Sticking a pole in a random hole will not fill the hole in your mind heart, which I call the soul, okay? A nut will never satisfy the part of you that's actually hungry, because even though you think you're just horny or that your vagina or your penis is starving, it's the hole in your heart that's hungry and longing to be fed. So, okay, yeah. You're horny. I hear you. I can hear you through my phone. You're horny, you're horny. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure you are. But a big part of what you're craving that you don't realize is the emotional part of sex, the connection. We can actually remove the sex act and get the same connection with the right relationships, friendships, partnerships, family ship, whatever you want to call it. When there's real connection, you don't have to just screw to be gratified. That's how love endures after ED. Because men, look at the commercials. At some point, your pee-pee's going to stop working. Okay? Real love endures after the sex dies. Now, here's another thing to take. Until two people are capable of having an emotional connection without sex, they will never be able to have an emotional connection with sex. And they'll continue to fill their sex hole with masturbation on someone else's body. People subconsciously searching for connection use sex like other people use drugs or food to fill the empty space. Okay? And with anonymous or semi-anonymous sex, you're just not going to make a connection with people. That's it. So if you use sex like a drug addict uses drugs because you feel empty inside, your whole honey will never truly be filled. I don't care how much penis goes up in there. It's like eating chocolate when you're starving. You can eat the whole box, but you're still going to be hungry and you know it, okay? You get sick before you get full. That being said, I have an excellent quote by Dallin H. Oaks. You can never get enough of what you don't need, because what you don't need won't satisfy you. And before I go, I have a couple of takeaways. Connection is a soul calling, Not a whole calling. Connection is soul food, not whole food. The last one, fill your whole with a W, not just your whole with an H.